Welcome to the Curious Adventurer Show.
I am Miss Allison, and I must have my notebook when I'm exploring.
I am Miss Amber, and when I go on an adventure, I like to bring my backpack.
I am Miss Katrina, and when I am on an adventure, I always have my map.
I'm Miss Keon, and when I explore, I always bring my magnifying glass.
And I am Miss Hillary. I don't go anywhere without my compass. As curious adventurers, together we will visit ancient East Asian civilizations, learn tricky word patterns, and follow the adventures of the Cat Bandit. We hope you come get curious with us.
Hello, boys and girls. We are so happy to have you all here with us today. My name is Mrs. Katrina, and this is Mrs. Allison. We will be your teachers for today. These are the Mississippi College and Career Readiness Standards we will be covering today. If you have paper, pencil, and a red marker or a pen, please get it out now. If you don't have these things, then you can just follow along with us. Our learning goals for today are to recognize and read grade-appropriate irregular spelled words. Today, we will be learning about some spellings for consonant sounds that we will find mostly at the beginning of words. Let's take a look at our consonant code flip book and look at our first spelling card. The first card shows KN. Boys and girls, can you think of any words that begin with the digraph KN? You're correct. The KN pattern comes at the beginning of a word and it makes the N sound. The K is silent. Think of it as a ghost. These two letters stand for one sound. Miss Allison, can you tell the boys and girls what sound does KN make?
KN makes the N sound.
Yes, KN makes the N sound. Let's read the word on the spelling card. That word is knock. What's the word, boys and girls? Knock. What sound do you hear at the beginning of the word knock? What sound do you hear, Miss Allison?
I hear N.
Boys and girls, do you hear the N sound at the beginning of the word knock? Great job. Now, let's look at the power bar. Miss Allison, what does the power bar tell us?
The power bar on this card is very small. That means that this is not a very common spelling for the N sound.
Yes, boys and girls, Miss Allison is correct. The power bar shows us that this is a less common spelling for the N sound. We hear the N sound spelled with KN in other words such as knee, knot, knob, night, knit, and knock. We know that the most common spelling for the N sound is the letter N as in nut, and you have also learned that it can be the double N as in running. Now, we will add our new spelling card that shows that the N sound can also be spelled with the letters KN. Take a moment, boys and girls, get your pencil and your paper and your red crayon or marker or pen and draw a square and write the letters KN. Remember to always outline the consonants in red. Now, let's take a look at our next spelling card that shows WR. If you saw the spelling WR in a word, Miss Allison, what would you say?
If I saw WR, I would probably say WR.
Boys and girls at home, What would you say if you saw the spelling card that shows WR? Well, the WR pattern comes at the beginning of a word and it makes the R sound. The W is silent. Think of the W as a ghost letter. These two letters stand for one sound. Miss Allison, what sound does WR make? Great job. Now, let's read the word that's on our spelling card. That word is wrist. Boys and girls at home, what sound do you hear at the beginning of the word wrist? Did you notice the sound? Did you notice that it's spelled by WR? Now, let's look at the power bar. And what does this tell us, Miss Allison?
I noticed that the power bar on this card is also very small, so I don't think that WR is a very common spelling for the sound.
Boys and girls, do you agree? Yes, Miss Allison is correct. This is not a spelling that is used very often. Here are some other words that make the sound that is spelled with WR. We have wreck, wreath, wrapper, and wrench. We know that the most common spelling for is the letter R as in red, and you also learned that it can be the double R as in ferret. Now, we will add the spelling card WR. Take a moment, boys and girls. Draw a square and write the letters WR and outline the consonants in red with a crayon, marker, or pen. Let's take a look at our next spelling card that shows WH. WH is a pattern that comes at the beginning of the word. And Miss Allison, what sound does WH make?
WH makes the W sound.
Yes, boys and girls, WH makes the W sound. These two letters stand for one sound. Here is a word that begins with the W sound, and I'll read the word first, and you can repeat after me. When. Yes. What sound do you hear at the beginning of the word when? What sound did you hear, Miss Allison?
I hear the W sound at the beginning of the word when.
Boys and girls, did you hear the W sound at the beginning of the word when? Did you notice that the letters WH begin the word when? Now, let's look at our power bar. What does this tell us? Is the power bar short or is it large? What do you think, Miss Allison?
It's a little bit bigger than the other cards, but it still is pretty short, so I don't think this is a common spelling.
Yes, I agree. The power bar shows us that this is a less common spelling for the W sound. Here are some examples of some words that begin with WH that makes the W sound. We know that the most common spelling for the W sound is the letter W as in wet. Now, we will add the spelling card that shows WH can also make that sound. Take a moment, boys and girls. Draw a square and write the letters WH. And remember, you always outline your consonants in what color?
Red.
Red. Now, let's take a look at our last spelling card that shows QU. The QU pattern comes at the beginning of a word, and it makes the Do you know what sound QU makes, Miss Allison?
I do. We've learned this. QU makes the Q sound.
Yes. These two letters stand for one sound, and they make the Q sound, boys and girls. Here is a word that begins with the Q sound, and I'll read the word first, and I want you to repeat after me. The word is quit. What's the word?
Quit.
What sound do you hear at the beginning of the word quit, boys and girls? Did you notice? Did you hear the Q sound? Yes. Now, let's look at the power bar. Whoa, Miss Allison. This power bar is totally different.
It really
What
is.
do you notice about the power bar?
Wow, this power bar goes all the way across the card, Miss Katrina.
So what does that mean?
I believe that means that this is the only spelling for this sound.
Yes. So this shows us that this is the most common spelling for the Q sound. The letters Q, U. It's pretty much the only spelling for the sound Q. Now, boys and girls, here are some additional words that have the Q sound. We just learned that the spelling for Q is QU. Now we will add this spelling card that shows that this can be made with the letters QU and it makes the Q sound. Take a moment, boys and girls. You know what to do. Draw a square and write the letters what? QU, and outline your consonants in red with your crayon, marker, or pen. Today, boys and girls, we've learned about some spellings for consonant sounds that we will find mostly at the beginning of the words. Miss Allison, we learned about KN. Can you tell us what sound KN makes?
KN makes the N sound.
Yes, KN makes the N sound as in knock. WR, what sound does WR make?
WR makes the R sound.
Yes, WR makes the R sound as in wrist. WH, what sound does WH make, Miss Allison?
WH comes at the beginning of words and makes the W sound.
Yes, WH comes at the beginning and it makes the W sound. And what was our final consonant sound spelling that we learned today?
QU, and it makes the Q sound.
Yes. Now, let's review what we learned with a fun activity. You can use a piece of paper or you can just follow along with us. Miss Allison, would you help us with our fun activity today?
Sure, I'd love to.
We're going to look at some pictures and we're going to build and write some words with our new consonant spelling that we just learned today. This is a picture of some items you would use to wrap a present. So our word is wrap. Miss Allison, can you count the number of sounds you hear in the word wrap?
Wrap. R, A, P. Wrap. 3.
Good job. Let's see. R, A, P. 3 sounds. Now, Miss Allison, what's the first sound you hear in the word wrap?
R.
What letters make the R sound?
We learned today that WR makes the R sound.
Yes, WR makes the R sound. Now, Miss Allison, what's the second sound we hear in the word wrap?
Ah.
And what letter makes the sound?
A.
A. What's the third sound we hear in the word wrap?
P.
And what letter makes the P sound?
That would be a P.
P. Now, boys and girls, we have the word wrap. Let's practice reading the word wrap together. Get ready. Let's read. Wrap. Take a moment, boys and girls, and write the word wrap on your paper. Our next picture are some things you will need to knit. Let's count to see how many sounds we hear in the word knit. Are you ready? Let's count. It. How many sounds do you hear, boys and girls? Do you hear 3 sounds in the word knit? Now, let's see what letters make those sounds. The first sound we hear in the word knit is n. Remember the spellings for our consonant sounds that we learned today. So, what will be the first 2 letters that we hear in the word knit that makes the n sound? K-N. Good job. What's the second sound you hear in the word knit? I. What letter makes the I sound? Did you write the letter I on your paper, boys and girls? What's the third sound you hear in the word knit? I. T. What letter makes the T sound? Did you write the letter T, boys and girls, on your paper? Now, let's read the word knit together. Knit. Great job, boys and girls. Now, it's your turn. I'm going to show you a picture. I want you to count the number of sounds, and then I want you to write the letters that make that sound. This is a picture of a quilt. Let's count to see how many sounds do you hear in the word quilt. Boys and girls, how many sounds do you hear in the word quilt? Did you hear 4 sounds in the word quilt? Miss Allison, how many sounds did you hear in the word quilt?
I heard 4 sounds in the word quilt.
Yes. Boys and girls at home, what's the first sound you hear in the word quilt? Write it on your paper. What's the second sound you hear in the word quilt? What's the third sound you hear in the word quilt? And what's the fourth and final sound you hear in the word quilt? Now, let's check to see if you wrote the word quilt correctly. Miss Allison, can you help us out?
Sure.
What's the first sound you hear in the word quilt?
Qu.
What letters make the qu sound?
Q-U.
Q-U. What's the second sound you hear in the word quilt?
Qu. I.
I. What's the second letter you should have written on their paper at home, Miss Allison?
I.
I. What's the third sound you hear in the word quilt?
Qu. I. L.
Ooh. What letter makes the ooh sound?
L.
L. And what's our final and fourth sound we hear in the word quilt?
Qu. I. O. T. T.
T. Good job. Boys and girls, let's read the word quilt together. Get ready, go. Quilt. Now, let's do one more example together. And this is a tricky one. Miss Allison, can you help us with this word?
Sure.
This is a picture of a whale.
Ooh, that one is kind of tricky.
Yes. Miss Allison, can you count to see how many sounds you hear in the word whale?
Let's see. W. A. O. 3.
3.
Huh.
That's interesting, okay? What's the first sound you hear in the word whale?
I hear W.
What letters make the W sound?
W-H.
W-H. What's the second sound you hear in the word whale?
A.
What's the third sound?
O.
Ooh.
That would be an L. That doesn't look right.
That doesn't look right. What are we missing? It's something, I remember learning this, but I don't know. What are we missing?
Oh, I know. We have to have an E. The sneaky E is going to make the A say its name.
Oh, I forgot all about that. So we have the sneaky E, the silent E, and it's going to make it say its name. So now we have whale, and we spell whale. Let's spell it together, boys and girls. Let's spell it. Get ready, go. W-H-A-L-E. Let's read that word together. Let's read it. Whale. Good job. That was fun, boys and girls. That was fun, Miss Allison.
I had a great time.
You all did a great job learning about our spelling alternatives. Use what you learned today and share something with your family and friends. Thank you for joining us today. All rights and credits from the lesson belong to Core Knowledge Language Arts. We would like to thank them for publicly sharing these materials. See you next time on the
Curious Adventurers.